Welcome back to the Death Ray Cat channel. We're here, it's already week 3 of Rifftober, I can't believe it. So we've been going through a bunch of spooky tunes, one a day for October. This is week 3, so I'm going to go through another 8, because I've got to cram in a couple more. We're going to go through 8 spooky riffs today. The idea is you learn them, you play them, you have fun with them, maybe you take a video, tag me in them. I've made a 13-page PDF booklet for 31 spooky riffs. You can get that, there's links to that below in my Patreon. We're going to start off with some psychobilly. This is the Nekromantix from Denmark. This song is Who Killed the Cheerleader? So this is almost a repeating lick here. We're starting on the 3rd fret of the A string, then going up to the 1st fret of the D string, 3rd fret, and then slide up to the 5th, and then come back down. Then on the 1st fret we're going to pull that off, and then we're going to move to the 1st fret of the A string, and then we repeat the same lick. But we don't pull off there. Then we go to the 1st fret of the A string again. Repeat the lick again, almost. When we get up to the 5th fret, it goes 3rd, 5th there. So it's the same but different. Then we got a couple of power chords. And then it repeats. Then when we get to the power chord section for the second time, then it's off into the verse, which is for another time. So there you go, there's your first lick. I first heard that one on the Hellcat record sampler, I think. You might have heard it there too, maybe volume 3, I don't know. Next up. Right, this was a request from YouTube. This was a request from a YouTube commenter. Pink Floyd, I wouldn't have chosen it, but their earlier stuff's pretty creepy and wacky. And this one's called Lucifer Sam. There's loads of funny delay effects going on, added later maybe, but also within the actual riff. So I would play around with your delay and see what you can get from that. I'm just going to keep it simple with my rockabilly slapback. We're kind of based around a little power chord shape here, so if you go for your first finger on the 2nd fret of the E string, and your ring finger is going to go on the 4th fret of the A string, that's kind of your play area. So your first 2 notes you're going to play 1st and then 2nd fret on the E string. It's going to bring you in, and then we're going to play 4th, 3rd and 2nd fret on the A string, followed by an open A string. So it's all about the timing there, you got to leave the right amount of space, listen to the record, play along. It goes on to the A. I didn't get that far yet, so if you want me to work out the rest of it, let me know. But for now, you got your riff for the 16th. Cool, what's next? Next up is a big one. It kind of went viral last year thanks to the Wednesday TV show. It's one of the favourite bands of this channel, the Cramps, and it is called Goo Goo Muck. And I've done a full video on this, I'll put a link to that below, but for now, let's have a look at it. So if you wanted to get the rhythm part of this song, you could start off by playing a E and a D major. So I think in the recording it was Kid Congo playing guitar, and I believe he had his guitar set up to open E, so he would have just been playing a full open E chord and then barring on the 10th fret. But I ain't got time to do that right now. I did make a video about Kid Congo's technique, so you can check that out on the channel. So yeah, we're playing around the E there. This is one where the tabs is going to help you. It's not particularly difficult, but it's not the same the whole way through. It's quite a long segment, so if you're good at remembering stuff, you'll be fine. And we're playing around those shapes of the chords, so the first two lines are all around the E shape. I'll play it slow for you. First part, but then we go to the A. Then we're back to E. Staying on E. Then there's a little turnaround of a B to an A. And we're just running around those chords. Starting on the G on the 3rd fret of the E string there. Then a little chromatic run, open first and second. And then we're going to run back from the 2nd to the open. And then we go back to the E. There you go, kind of complicated, not physically difficult, just a lot to remember if you want to play it exactly the same. Okay, next up, here's a surf classic. Let's get some spring reverb on. This one's pretty simple compared to the others, so definitely have a go on this one. What day are we on? Day number 18, riff number 18. So this is all on the top E string. We're going to play open 3, 4 and 3 and repeat that. When it gets to the end of the part, instead of a 4 you're going to play a 5. And that's twice in the first part and once in the second part because it's changing how long it's staying on each chord. So the chords, we've got an E major, and then we're taking that major chord and moving it up to a G there. We've got an E-shaped bar chord. We talked about them last time. Or you could just play a G. Then we got an A on the 5th fret, and then we've got a B on the 7th fret, so that's the bass line, and then the chords behind it. So there you go, I'm doing full bar chords there. You could play your cowboy chords there, whatever you want. Done a full lesson on that one. Right, we're on to day 19. This is a dead simple one, but it's a fun one, and it's like a classic spooky riff. So like, this is cool for like ending a song or throwing in the middle of a solo or something. I'm playing it in A. There we go, simple as that. Open A, 2 and 3, and open again. A little space, it's a weird amount of space. And then you repeat and finish on the first fret of the D string. So you got that little sort of devil's note there. Very spooky sound. You can give it a little wiggle if you want. Right, next up, put my gain up slightly. We're on day 20 now, 20th of October. We're getting real close to Halloween, so we've got to get real spooky now. This is the Misfits Halloween. So we're going to start with that devil's chord. So I'm playing open E, first fret on the A string, second fret on the D string. Let that ring out while the drums come in, and then it's just kind of almost, I'm hearing almost bar chords. You could play power chords. It's up to you. If you like your power chords, everybody says that the Misfits always play downstroke super fast, so I can't play it that fast. Anyway, let's go through the power chords. So we'll start with an A. I'm going to go for the 5th fret on the E string. Then it's 3rd fret on the A string. Then we're going to go for 1st fret on E string, 3rd fret, and then 5th fret. And then it goes, it's not almost the same, but it's not quite the same, up to 3rd fret on A string, then your F or 1st fret on the E string, 3rd fret, and then 5th. So listen to it, figure out the rhythm. It helps if you can hear the lyrics because you're playing along to that. So that's where you play your power chords. Okay, but when I'm listening to that record, I can kind of hear that major third. I don't know if it's just harmonics from the guitar and the amp, but I like to hear that major third there. So when we were looking at the Sonics stuff before, I showed you this chord. It's like the power chord, but with an extra major third on there. It's like half a bar chord. No, it's not. It's 4/6 of a bar chord. So we're not worrying about the E and B strings. There we go, and we're just going to move that around. And you could go up to the 8th fret, but I'm going to play a C bar chord here. And again, I'm hearing the major. To my ears, I prefer that sound than the simple power chords. So if you know better, let me know, take me to school. And then after that, you've got your... That's just, I'm going from the E, which is the 9th fret on the A string, to the 10th fret and back and forth. And what I like to do to thicken this up is play the E string as well with the first finger. Cool. Misfits. That was Glenn Danzig's second appearance in the Rifftober list. this is a very fun one. This one is called The Bat by The Ventures, and I'm hearing some fuzz guitar in there, so I've just got my rusty fuzz plugged in here, so I'm going to go for that. It's not a super heavy fuzz, it's quite an early buzzy kind of fuzz. This isn't a very trebly guitar, but it'll do for now. So what I'm going to do to make it a bit less of a mental fuzz, just turn the volume down here. There you go, that's a bit more apt. So it's like, it's not a super heavy fuzz, it's just like a nice breaking up kind of spitty thing. I don't know, I don't know what I'm talking about. I admit it. Okay, The Bat, this is for the 21st of October. Now it's almost a 12-bar blues. And that's your riff. So we're in G, but we're coming in with 2 Fs before it. You'll hear it, you'll hear the drums like wah, ma, ma, and then you're in. So you've got your G, and then we've got onto the A string, we're going to do a 4, 3, and 1. Ba, ba, ba. And then we're going to go 3, 1, 3. Like a little pull-off hammer-on sort of thing. You don't have to pull them off and hammer them on, you can pick them. So you could sit and play that all day long, that sounds cool. So it sits on that for a bit, it goes up to the next chord quicker than you'd think, and then we do that same thing, we do a 1 to the 3, and then we repeat the same line but we're up a set of strings. So it plays that a few times. Then back to your first chord. And then when we go to the turnaround bit, we're moving to the D, we're going from a 3 to a 5. And then we're hitting that 3rd fret on the D string and sitting there for a bit. And then back and forth. And then down this little scale there. And to finish, we go back to the... There we go. It's a real fun one to play along to, that. So that's 7 days of riffs there. I'm going to do one more just to make it all fit into 4 videos. So this is going to be day 8 of the 3rd week, you know. Right, this is a cool one. Vampyre Love by Pentagram. So a little bit different for this channel, but I couldn't not do it. It's vampires. It's a cool riff. This is probably one of the more difficult ones just for this tricky bend we're going to have a look at. I'm going to give it some more gain. No, let's see what we got here. Let's turn my gain up on the amp. It's not exactly a metal guitar, but we can still play cool metal riffs on any guitar. Don't let anyone tell you any different. I'm going to start on the 2nd fret of the E string. And I watched a few live videos to make sure I'm doing this right. So this is how the guitarist from Pentagram plays it. The 2nd fret on the E string, up to 5th fret, then 4th fret on the A string, back onto the 5th fret of the E. Now this is the hard bit for me. There's a bend on the 2nd fret of the A string, and it's a full tone. So it's 2 frets worth of bend. So my first finger isn't that super strong, so what I've done is got there quickly with my ring finger, but the guy in the band is doing it with his 1st finger because he's super tough. Can do it slowly but not in time. Anyway, we bend on the 2nd fret of the A string, full tone, and then 4th fret on the D string, full tone again. That's a bit easier because you're more used to doing your ring finger stuff with it. Then it repeats that arpeggio bit again, and then we get some little mini power chords. I've got an A, then an E. So he's playing it up there, 2nd fret on the D string, 4th fret on the G string. You could thicken that up, 2nd fret on A string. If you wanted to simplify it, you could play A and E. So I think it sounds great. There's an extra line on there which I've forgotten, but if you want to know the harmony line, let me know and I'll figure it out again. So there you go, that's day 22 of October, Vampyre Love by Pentagram. Thanks for joining me on Rifftober. If you missed week 1 and 2, I will have links for that below. Have a go and play along, take a video. I've been reposting all this stuff on the Death Ray Cat Instagram, so anyone who's tagged me in it, there's been a lot of people, it's been really cool to see. So go and have a look over there. If you're about in the UK this October and November, my band X-Ray Cat Trio is on tour. Come and see us. Come and buy a shirt. My friends at Slackjaw are doing a discount for Death Ray Cat people, so check out the link below for 15% off. And finally, to get the PDF, just head to the Death Ray Cat Patreon or follow the links below. Thanks for watching, hope you're having a good October, and I'll see you for the last week next time.